Hi, so if you are involved with telecommunications or the internet related industries, I highly recommend for you to review our software related video that is located on our Clifton Douglas website, because really the same difficulties, the same challenges and hurdles that software companies face with respect to tax also apply with respect to the internet industry and the telecommunications industry. And really there are three reasons why these types of industries face these tax hurdles. One of them is that when you're dealing with telecommunications, you're dealing with internet, you're dealing with software, you're really dealing with these very fast-paced, very high technology industries that are trying to fit into archaic tax laws. It's very difficult for the tax law to keep up with such fast-paced, such fast-changing industries as these. And so you have a lot of difficulties with respect to fitting the two together. The second is with respect to categorization. Really with respect to tax likes to fit transactions into really three nice, neat categories, one being tangible personal property, another one being services, and finally intangibles. But when you're dealing with telecommunications, when you're dealing with internet and like with software, you typically can't fit into these nice three categories. It's very difficult if you're dealing with wireless communications, Skype, VoIP. You have all these internet related opportunities and different transactions that are going on. You've got cloud computing now. I mean, it's just a whole new world. And so in order to fit these types of different transactions that really the older tax code had never fathomed at that time, to fit those into these nice three categories that they've laid out in tax really just doesn't work. It's very difficult to do that. So that's another tax or a hurdle with respect to tax. And then finally, you also have interpretations of how to characterize these types of transactions from a federal perspective, from a various state jurisdiction perspective, and then also from a foreign perspective. And then also local taxes apply as well. So even local governments really have their own interpretations with respect to how to characterize these transactions. So it's very difficult really for an archaic tax law and a tax law that really likes to compartmentalize certain transactions into these nice, neat boxes and deal with them that way in order to function with respect to these highly sophisticated, very complex and fast moving industries such as telecommunications, the internet, and then just like software. So this is really the rationale behind the complexities in dealing with these types of industries along with the arena of taxation. It can be very difficult. And so if you go back to that software video, we go in depth in terms of really what these types of challenges foster in terms of difficulties dealing with state nexus and state apportionment, difficulties in dealing with calculating and claiming the R&D credit, difficulties in dealing with transfer pricing and foreign related issues and other aspects to the tax provision. So certainly I would very highly recommend watching that software related video to get a more in-depth understanding as to how an internet and a telecommunications type industries will be impacted from a tax perspective. Also, it's very important to note that this area with respect to taxation is changing rapidly, and it's changing so rapidly to, of course, keep pace with the changing technology, but also local governments, state governments, as well as the federal government, and then of course foreign jurisdictions are seeing this as an increasingly attractive source of additional revenue. So they are of course becoming more and more aggressive with respect to these internet related services, with respect to these telecommunications types of services. And so we can in the future look to probably, or there's a high likelihood of a lot of changes surrounding this particular type of industry with respect to tax laws and rules. So certainly look out for that. So in order to really deal with telecommunications and the internet industries, you really have to have a pulse on what is occurring with respect to legislation and new case law that impacts these particular industries. And so at Clifton Douglas, we spent a great deal of time really tracking this legislation, tracking these new developments in terms of case law and different interpretations in order to ensure that our telecommunications clients, and then of course our internet-related clients, are of course being afforded the best treatment as possible with respect to tax in light of the complexities of their industry. So certainly if you are in the internet or telecommunications industries, then we can help out tremendously. We, being in Silicon Valley, deal with these types of industries on a very consistent basis and have been very successful in assisting them with navigating kind of the challenging arena that telecommunications and internet really create. So certainly give us a call, or you can reach us at cliftondouglas.com if you would like to know more. Thanks so much for watching today, and take care. Bye-bye.